All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first main event of the afternoon here at the Law Tigers Arizona Mile presented by Buddy Stubbs. We're going to start with the GNC2 class. Your starting lineup looks like this. Starting the tail end of the field, rider number 63A from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, riding the Kawasaki 650. The M&J Racing entry, it's 63A, Jesse Long. Starting 17th, ladies and gentlemen, our points leader, he comes to us from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Today, he's riding the Ron Wood Racing entry BMW. Make some noise for number 14A, Dalton Gauthier. Starting in the 16th starting spot from Indianapolis, Indiana, on the Ben Evans Kawasaki, it's the 99J, Kevin Stallings. Starting 15th, the Daytona Flat Track winner from Simi Valley, California, the Pat and Kevin Nielsen Kawasaki 26E, Dylan Morin. Starting 14th, ladies and gentlemen, from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, the Be Bad Racing Kawasaki entry, 36A, John Long III. Next rider on the third row from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Johnny Isaacs Total Performance Racers Kawasaki, the 11G, Gary Ketchum. Last rider on the third row from Barrington, New Hampshire, a long ways away from home. It's the Freddie Johnson Racing Kawasaki entry, 27U, Jamison Minor. Now we are on row number 2. Number 16M. Comes to us from Sherwood, Oregon. It's the Walrath Trucking Kawasaki 16M. That is Austin Helmholtz. Starting 10th from Chesterfield, Virginia, the Ron Ayers Motorsports Kawasaki. Number 16S, Tristan Avery. The only female in competition in the GNC2 class today is coming to us from West Elise, Wisconsin. It's the Gus Fiend Buck Poussate Harley-Davidson entry, the big number 35L, Charlotte Canes.
All right, as you mentioned, the lone female in this main event, Charlotte, how are you feeling about leading into this GNC2 main?
I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I think the track will be pretty much like the heat, so just going to put in a good solid race, and we'll see how it goes.
What do you got to do to beat these guys?
Get out front quick.
All right, well, good luck. Have some fun out there. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Starting in the 8th position from Whitehall, Maryland, the Don's Kawasaki Myers Motorsports entry, the 92S, Brandon Price. Starting 7th from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Aegeon Racing Corey Texter Racing entry, number 44A, Jerry Alexander. And now we go to the front row riders. Number 20J comes to us from Holly, Michigan. The Low Life entry, Recluse Cut Clutch entry on the Kawasaki. 20J, Ben Lau. Starting 5th from Modesto, California, the GPS Racing Kawasaki Ninja. 23Z, James Monaco. Starting 4th from Albion, New York, Parkinson Brothers Racing Kawasaki entry. It's the 94B, Flying Ryan Wells. Starting 3rd on the front row from Canandaigua, New York, the KC Cycle Team 95 Kawasaki. They call him the Flying Tomato. Number 36B, Colby Carlisle. Starting 2nd from Gap, Pennsylvania, the McGrain Racing Scott Power Sports Kawasaki entry, 99A. It's Kyle McGrain. And your fastest qualifier coming into the main event, who won the fastest heat race from St. Louisville, Ohio, the Gray Hogs Weimer Cycle Kawasaki 23F, Jeffrey Lowry. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup. Let's put our hands together for all 18 GNC2 riders. It's time for our first main event. Chris Carr, the field has been set. We've been through heat races and a last chance qualifier for this class. These guys ready to rock?
I think these guys in Lone Gal are ready to rock. You know, first mile race of the year for them. First mile race on a twin cylinder motorcycle for a few of them. Looking forward to seeing who's going to run toward the front on this. See if our one of our points leaders coming from the third row on the Ron Wood BMW, Gauthier, has a way or a plan to get to the front of the pack. But again, this track is very tricky for these guys going through the corners. We've seen people get overly aggressive later in a race, and it costs them dearly. There is a possibility that you might be able to gain a few positions early on. They put a little bit of moisture around the outside edge of the groove a little bit. It might be there for a lap or two in order for them to maybe make up some positions.
All right, don't forget there's a McElroy Packaging Rookie of the Race coming up here in this GNC2 class. It's a passion for racing and helping pursue their dreams. That's what's fueled Larry and Judy McElroy, a proud sponsor of the GNC2 Rookie of the Race Award. This check is for $500 each race weekend and goes to the highest finishing rookie in the GNC2 class and provides a financial bonus to help young up-and-coming stars of AMA Pro Flat Track. Larry and Judy McElroy would also like to thank you for attending today's race and hope you enjoy the action. I know they're listening at home because I just saw them hit me up on Twitter. So we got a lot of cool stuff happening, and that is a cool award going out to the highest finishing rookie in this GNC2 class. A couple of fast guys back there on row number 3.
Pretty good talent there in the third row. Dylan Moore has won a race earlier this year. We know Gautier's won a couple of races in his GNC2 career. Kevin Stallings, last year's AMA Horizon Award winner, signifying him as the top amateur rider in the country, as awarded based on performances at the Amateur Nationals.
Making his move up to the GNC2 ranks. It's your first level of professional racing. You have to be at least 16 years old to move into the pro ranks. That's been that way for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, I was 16 when I started. There were a few guys that were ahead of me that might be started a little bit early from the stories we've heard.
Right.
But nowadays they got it pretty good. They can chase down birth records pretty easy on these guys.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit since back in the day. So one rider's having trouble getting started. That's the 63A of Jesse Long. Supposed to be starting tail of the field. I believe he just now has his bike started. Everybody else making their way back around. They call that a siding lap, Chris. Some of these riders haven't been out there since the very first heat race, which was at 3 o'clock. So the sun set in, the track's changed, and like you just said, they added some moisture to the racetrack. So it's a good chance for those riders, to look at it one more time before we turn them loose. The GNC2 class, 18 of the fastest GNC2 riders in the land for only 12 laps. But that's 12 laps. That's a lot longer than they've raced so far today. Yeah,
the longest they've been on the racetrack were their heat races, 6-lap heats. Now they're going to go double that.
Hey, check this.
We get the GNC1. Those guys, the most they've been out on the track is 8 laps, and they have a 25-lap final. So going to be very interesting for them. They're going to be going 3 times the distance plus a lap.
Some of the riders still making their way around for their siding lap. The Harley-Davidson and Vance and Hines Trophy girls are all out there, all 3 of them out there, and they put a 10-second board up. And when they turn that sideways, we can go racing at any time. Again, the Christmas tree actually has 1 red, 2 yellows, and then a green. There are laser beams going across each one of the starting lines. If they go across, the light will not change to the next color.
Yeah, the first yellow light comes on for 5 seconds. The second one comes on, and then it's a half a second to 2.5 seconds before the light can go green, and it's a random pick.
All right, here we go. They said watch the light. 10-second board. It's up. It's down. The trophy girls are walking out of the way. It's time for our first main event in over 30 years here in Arizona. One rider sneaking onto the back row. That's the 63A. Evidently got the bike fired. That's Jesse Long. He'll join the field way at the back. So here we go. We'll line them up and stage them up again. GNC2 main event in Arizona. Light is green, and we are racing in Arizona.
Yeah, the 99A, Kyle McGrain with another hole shot, just like he did in his heat race. Got a great start from the second position there. Our pole sitter, 23F of Jeffrey Lowry, got off to a decent start, comes off in third, but I believe that's Colby Carlisle there, the 36B, running in second.
And he is right behind McGrain, who leads him in there. Lowry's in second. Carlisle's in third. That's your top 3. Carlisle's been running with us for a couple of seasons. At least still looking for his first Grand National victory. Look at Morin all the way up there in the 5th spot, and he started way in the 3rd row.
And look who's in 5th right now. That's
Dalton Gautier
coming from the 3rd row, finds himself 4th coming off of turn 4 on lap 1.
We'll see if his brakes can hold up the entire race. Yeah, 5th as he went across the line. Lap 1 in the books. Remember, it's 12 laps, 12 miles the distance here in Phoenix. Second place rider slips wide. Here comes the 3rd place rider up the inside. Carlisle now in second. He'll set his sights on McGrain. Kyle McGrain will lead him off of turn number 2. Now Carlisle in second.
A lot of these kids, all East Coasters, raced a lot of amateur nationals together. Here we are. We see Gautier all the way up into the 3rd spot on the Ron Wood BMW. Drifts it in there behind hard to.
Wells is up in there too on the
Yeah.
94B machine. Gautier now looks on the outside of
Carlisle.
Tomato for second. McGrain's bumping and banging, slipping a little bit coming off of fourth, so it's McGrain. Here comes Carlisle. Don't count out Gautier. He's come from the back row. He's up to third. Now he's looking for second, trying the high line. Lowry's right there still with him.
Yeah, Gautier, good pass around the outside, kind of slots himself down in front of Carlisle on the 36B. Sets his sights on the 99A coming off of turn 2. Let's see if he can get a good drive and line up a potential for a draft pass. Looks like he might be a little too far back, but we're going to see how many beans that BMW has as he runs it off into turn 3, up around the outside edge, and narrows the gap immediately.
Gautier is not running right behind the leaders, trying a little bit different line. He'll hopefully get in line coming off the corner and try to make the draft pass going into the corner. And now Carlisle slipped back 2 spots back to the 4th spot. So your leader's McGrain. Here comes Gautier now, battle for second.
23F, Lowry up the inside. Gautier runs it back in. Comes in, slots in behind the 99A. See if he can get through the corner. The one thing I've noticed about McGrain out front is that once he gets the bike pointed, he gets really good acceleration off the corner. See if that continues this time by. He running a little low, 14A down the back straightaway. Goes around the outside, down the back.
Like nothing. If he can keep his brakes together and keep on the racing surface, and he's got a good shot at winning this one. But he had a good shot winning down there in Austin, Texas, and his steel shoe came on. So you never know until it's over.
You never know until it's over. That's correct. McGrain lines up the Gautier coming down the front stretch, pulls the draft pass up the inside to see if he can complete it going off in. He does. Takes the point.
Great pass right there by McGrain, and he explained why he wasn't tucking down as far because he said, I got glasses, I can't see.
Yeah, that's something I hadn't thought of. He wears glasses underneath his helmet. Loses a little bit of drive there coming off of 2. Gautier runs up around the outside.
I think McGrain will be all right with it if he can continue to make the draft passes to the start-finish line. If Gautier starts pulling away, McGrain's going to have to find a new line.
Yes, he will. Gautier gets through 3 and 4, into 3 and through the middle, 3 and 4, real good that time. Opens up 4 or 5 bike links. Let's see if he's going to be able to use that gap as an opportunity to get away.
Out front, it's Gautier. Now he has a little bit of breathing room. Back to McGrain in second. Lowry and Wells battling back there for 4th and 5th. And Carlisle struggling a little bit. He was up to second. Ben Lowes worked his way up to 6th. Tristan Avery's in 7th. Now Carlisle shown in the 8th spot last time by.
Yeah, starting to march his way backwards. Sometimes you get into this race and then you have yourself a little bit of a moment and you kind of check up, go, oh man, that scared me a little bit, and you lose a little bit of that. You start to have more caution, and when you are more cautious, sometimes that means you have a slower lap time.
Gautier.
His
left
foot
was dragging back there behind him.
Yeah, but he's starting to move out here with about a 2nd+ lead here as we go halfway.
Halfway flags are in the air, and also our rookie of the race right now, that is the McElroy Packaging rookie of the race right now, is the 92S Brandon Price, who was the rider who went down earlier in this heat race. He's worked his way up to 5th place here in this main event.
Doing a good job, but out front, 14A Gautier, point leader, doing a great job in his first ride on a what we would call a competitive twin in the GNC2 class. He had a couple opportunities a year ago on bikes that didn't quite have the horsepower they felt they needed, but here he is on a Ron Wood BMW leading the GNC2 in his first ride on this motorcycle.
There's a look at the 92S again. That's Brandon Price, and he's right now in the position to pick up that $500 extra from Larry and Judy McElroy for leading the fastest finishing rookie in this class. Was that the 5-lap board already?
5 to go.
Wow.
Yeah, 12-lap race. We just had the halfway, a lap before.
It's going quick, Chris.
Gautier
out front.
I have a feeling for Dalton Gautier, it can't go fast enough right now. When you're out leading in a race like this and you feel comfortable, you want to see that white flag and then that checkered a lap later.
Also like to mention Andrew Luker, who won at the last race, number 11Z. Could not find a twin ride for today. He's back home watching on fanschoice.tv. Tough break for Andrew. Hopefully he can find a ride for Sacramento next Saturday night.
As the 94B and 92S run in on Jeffrey Lowry. They're going to see if they can get up there and fight for that last podium position. Price is an aggressive young racer coming up through the amateur ranks, doing a lot of short tracks and TTs in Pennsylvania. He's not afraid to be aggressive, but we're seeing aggression not pay dividends on a track like this today. See if he can stay cool. But Gautier stretching his gap out. Last lap by, 1.9 second lead over Kyle McGrain. in what is easily can be, if he finishes here, his best finish of his GNC2 career.
Good battle back here for the third, fourth, and fifth place. Lowry hanging on to third. Wells is right there. Brandon Price is there. Tristan Avery's making his way towards the front. The 16S is trying to come up there. He's got a long ways to get up to the top 5 finishers right now. We do have a just off the box award for fourth. We'll get an extra $500, and fifth we'll get an extra $300. So some more money is going to these up-and-coming professional riders. I love that.
That's great, especially, we're looking at the top 5. All these riders reside from east of the Mississippi River. We got 2 Pennsylvania riders, Ohio, New York, and Maryland in the top 5. So a little bit extra gas money is going to go a long way for all of these kids.
Absolutely. Good dogfight for third place as Gautier's kind of checked out on the Ron Wood BMW. Kyle McGrain's all by himself in second. This is the best battle on the track. It's for that top 5 spots. Blue flag coming out for the 11G of Ketchum. He gets out of the way, lets the leader go on by. Here comes the rest of the field down the start-finish line. They lean into the first corner.
Yeah, kind of just tip the bike over a little bit, try to get the wheels back in line as soon as they can, as Lowry and 94B have been kind of trading position there. Wells has been trying to come up the inside. His 92S there gets a little wide off of turn 2, lights it up, and loses time.
These riders don't appear to be settling in and getting behind the rider and making the draft pass, so maybe that's some of the rookiness.
Inexperience, yeah.
Yes.
Inexperience. A lot of times, if you want to make an easy pass, you just try to be there with them coming off the corner and not make a mistake, and then use the draft to go on by rather than rely on horsepower.
White flag is in the air for your leader. It's Gautier out front. McGrain in second. Now Wells is in third by himself. Lowry fourth, and Brandon Price is in fifth. Those guys trying to pick up the little extra cash for fourth and fifth. That's not what they want. They want to win the race. There's your leader down the back straightaway, way out front, Chris.
It's great to see a Ron Wood-built motorcycle out in front again at an AMA race. Haven't seen this for many, many years. I had my first Grand National win on a Ron Wood-built Wood Rotax. Here we're going to see him most likely get a checkered flag as Dalton Cotier comes off of turn 4 for the final time.
Double checkered flags are in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the Ron Wood BMW. Dalton Gautier, our points leader, will extend the points lead today. He finishes first. Second, Kyle McGrain. Here comes the battle for third coming to the line. It's going to be Ryan Wells with Lowry right behind him.
And great to see Kyle McGrain with his best finish of his GNC2 career. Very, very nice young man. As you would call him, a tall drink of water.
Right.
Having a very solid finish here. Looking at our top, looks like top 9 riders here, all from east of the Mississippi River.
Wow, that's
great
amazing.
to see those guys come out here and have some good results.
Long ways from home. Looks like our winner's doing a stand-up down the whole back straightaway. Dalton Gautier, again, our points leader and our winner here at the Arizona Mile in our first main event. Up next will be a 25-lap Grand National main event after our victory podium celebration wraps up down there. Heather's going to have some fun getting these youngsters all lined up down there to get them to the podium for the first time down there in the infield just by that big Jumbotron down there. So victory podium coming up here just a second for the GNC2 class. I believe, unofficially, I think the 92S of Brandon Price will be our fastest finishing rookie. So there's a look at the finishing order. A BMW in front of a bunch of Kawasaki's. Gautier, your winner. Kyle McGrain, second. Both those riders from Pennsylvania with the letter A. Ryan Wells from New York. Jeffrey Lowry, fourth from Ohio. Brandon Price from Maryland with that letter S. 20J, Ben Lau from Michigan. Tristan Avery from Virginia. Kevin Stallings from Indiana. Colby Carlisle from New York. And then we got a California rider back there in 10th.
Yeah, James Monaco finishing 10th.
Man.
I'm sure he's looking forward to Sacramento next weekend.
Gautier, he wants to take himself a victory lap. He's on that 14th A. That's a beautiful Ron Wood BMW. Looks like a oversized Woods Rotax.
And the most impressive thing, Ron Wood, at the age of 85, pretty much built this entire motorcycle, other than some of the the wheels and stuff that you buy from other people. But he designed the frame, he designed and built the gas tank. He said, I even painted the bike myself. There's a lot of pride goes into building this motorcycle. Only BMW to be competing here today, and it gets a victory in the GNC2 class. Congratulations to him.
Awesome ride again. Coming from all the way, starting 17th, Dalton Gautier. Remember, he was running up front in his heat race. It looks like you thought you saw the brake pads fly out of the bike.
I didn't see him fall off. I didn't see him, come out. But what happens on a rough track like this at times is that the pads can pop away from the disc, and you got to pump them to find the brakes again. And that might have been an issue that they had. But, you know, I talked to Ron Wood briefly before this final. He says, yeah, we got to come from a long ways back. But, I think he might have a chance for a top 5. And I said, you know, I think he's got a chance for a top 3 to go out there and win it and dominating fashion like that. Congratulations to Dalton Gauthier. That's what you call an overperformance from your starting position.
Very impressive for sure. He's making his way back around on that victory lap. He'll be down there on the podium shortly. Heather's going to have her hands full. The youngsters get some sparkling cider. They don't get to drink the alcohol because most of them are barely 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah. Gauthier, I think, is a 17-year-old.
I hope he can figure it out.
Kyle McGrain, I believe, 18. Ryan Wells, I think he's old enough to drink. He's been in this class long enough, but great job by Dalton Gauthier.
I don't know if he found the way through the fence or not. There they go. Moorhead's going to point him in the right direction. So that's Steve Moorhead, former national number 42. Used to race a lot against that guy.
Yes, I did.
All right. Also joining us on that victory podium will be the Green Girls. They're part of our Trophy Girls, along with the Vance & Hines and Harley-Davidson Trophy Girls. So only the winning bike gets to go on the victory podium here at the Grand Nationals. And there is your winner pulling up. It'll take just a second to take that helmet off. Heather DeBow with all kinds of action happening down there on the podium. We'll let Heather take it from here with our winner. Heather, when you're ready, go for it.
Hey, thanks, Scotty. We're here with Dalton. Obviously, a very dominating finish there. You came from the 3rd row, 17th position on this awesome BMW built by Ron Wood. Talk about the emotions going through your head right now. This is your best career finish ever.
Oh, that was awesome. This Ron Wood bike is working awesome, and I came from the 3rd row. I knew I needed a good start, and I went around the outside first turn, and I was like at least in the top 10, and I knew I had a shot. I had a shot. It was awesome. The bike's working awesome. I can't thank Ron enough. My dad and Bill, they're working hard on the pits, and we got this one. And that was a crazy win for me. I didn't think I was going to do that.
That was very impressive. Talk about the draft pass that you made.
Yeah, Green drafted me down straight after I got back again. I knew I just needed to get some turns and get away and get out of the draft, and I did that, and I was just smooth sailing all the way.
Well, congratulations again. You did a great job. Way to go. You're points leader, and you extended your lead just a little bit.
Yep, that's what I wanted going into Sacramento with this bike, and hopefully we can do it again. And I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Rai Helmets, Ron Wood, my dad, Bill, Spectra Oils, 13 Rebels, Lonesome Losers, Seafood Atlantic, everybody that helped me get out here. I can't thank you guys enough. My mom, my dad, just everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but yeah, this one's a dream come true.
Congratulations. Great race, huh, Scotty?
And that was a good race. You know, like I said, he had to come from 17th. He left it on all the way through the first corners, was up to 4th or 5th when we got done with lap number 1. So trying to get 2nd and 3rd place up there on the podium is Heather, and I believe she's caught up to 2nd place. Let's go back to the podium with Heather.
Up with our very tall Kevin McGrain, and you were Kyle. I'm sorry, Kyle. So you were mentioning earlier, we asked you why you couldn't get so low. You said it was because of your glasses. Were you able to kind of tighten down just a little bit more this race?
Yeah, I tried. Dalton got around me, and I tried getting as low as I could to draft him back, and unfortunately I ran in 3 and 4 too hard and blew the groove.
Well, you have to be proud of this finish. 2nd place isn't too bad.
Yeah, I wish I was on the top, but 2nd's not too bad.
Now, you've been working really hard. Who would you like to thank?
Scott Power Sports, McGrain Racing, Jim Chapman, Weisco, Cometic, Reamer Motorsports, Miller Motorsports, Stump Racing, J.R. Burkholder, Ori Grips, my mom, my dad, my brother, my uncle, Rich Hansen, everybody.
I'm sure they're all very proud of you. Congratulations again, Kyle, on your finish.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Tall drink of water finishing up there in the 2nd spot. We're getting the 3rd place rider coming up there right now. We got one more for Heather with our 3rd place finisher, Flying Ryan Wells. Heather?
Here with Flying Ryan Wells. Ryan, you've had a stellar season so far. Talk about the run here at the Arizona Mile.
Yeah, we got off to a good start, and I just kind of been on this track a little bit all day, but I knew it was going to be the same for everybody, so we had to make the best of it. I didn't get off to the greatest start, but I plugged as many smooth, consistent laps off as I could. Parkinson Brothers put an awesome twin underneath me, so I can't thank enough. Just can't wait for Sacramento, and just got to give a huge shout out to all the rest of my sponsors, Parkinson Brothers Racing, Gordy Chopare, Pilot Leathers, Ramspur Winery, Bell Motorcycle Superstore, Dragon Optics, Fly, Bill Built, Coleco, Defy All Odds, Pilot Leathers, Recluse Clutches, and Newman Motorsports, my mom and dad, just everybody else. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Ryan. Congratulations on your third place.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up our podium right there in the GNC2 class. Coming up in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, the stars are walking their bikes out right now. They get to pick their spot on the front row. We are just a few moments away from the Harley-Davidson GNC1 presented by Vance & Hines Law Tigers Mile. We'll be right back.
We come from all walks of life. We don't need a reason to ride or even a destination. It's not what or where we ride that defines us, because no matter where we're headed, it's what happens along the way that makes us who we are. We may not know where the ride will take us, but one thing's for sure. With the Law Tigers, you never ride alone. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
A lot of people say they're going to live out their dreams one day. By one day, they usually mean when their kids are grown up. If you wait until then, your kids will miss the lesson. Live your legend.
AMA Pro Flat Track, bringing you some of the most intense racing on two wheels, with close racing and never-ending action. To see more, head over to amaproracing.com.
A lot of people say they're going to live out their dreams one day. By one day, they usually mean when their kids are grown up. If you wait until then, your kids will miss the lesson. Live your legend.
The open road. To those who understand what it offers, it's a call that has to be answered. What lies ahead? Who knows? It's in our nature to explore the possibilities and embrace the unknown. We round the corners of the journey, ready to take in the full beauty of what we see. We travel the same road, knowing the unexpected may occur. When you need us, we'll be there with the strength and experience that makes us who we are. The Law Tigers. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
All right, the riders are picking their spots right now on the starting line. We'll be ready to race here in just a second. Before we do so, special thanks goes out to Sunoco. From the racetrack to the road to home, fill up with Sunoco, the official fuel of AMA Pro Flat Track. Sunoco makes the high-quality performance fuels for the greatest riders in the world, both on and off the track. Whether you're pulling up to the pump or into the pit, you can trust Sunoco to be the fuel that keeps you going. Fill up the official fuel of AMA Pro Flat Track. Sunoco, the essence of racing. Also, an extra special thanks goes out to Law Tigers Motorcycle Lawyers right here, based in Phoenix. Law Tigers, never ride alone. LawTigers.com. Today's event's presented by Buddy Stubbs Harley-Davidson, celebrating 50 years in Phoenix. Buddy Stubbs was our official Grand Marshal. He got to take a lap earlier on that 1972 XR750. That was so cool. Ride Now Power Sports with 8 Arizona locations and 21 power sports manufacturers. RideNow.com. Thank you to Terry and Nancy Otten for their support of the Arizona Mile. Check them out online at ramspurwinery.com. The Host Hotel, Point Hilton Tapatio Cliffs, would like to welcome all you race fans and stop by and check it out. It is a very nice hotel. Thank you goes out to Turf Paradise, where they have live horse racing here from September through May. All those folks help make this event happen. There's one more race to go. They're getting things cleaned up from the GNC2 main event. I was just informed that we believe that was the first ever BMW winning an AMA Pro flat track competition. How cool is that, Chris Carr?
I think it's really cool, and Ron Wood has always been the type of guy to build a motorcycle a little bit different than everybody else and do it his way. And here he is getting himself a first victory with the BMW. I believe he got one with a Norton in the 70s, and certainly with the Rotax in the 80s and 90s. And here he is in 2016 getting a win on a Beamer. That's cool.